really pumped up about what's happening today on our Summer of 50 PGH Tech Stories. Why? Because it involves lasers. If you get lasers involved, I get super pumped up. When it's about MECCO and Dave Sweet, I know it's some really cool stuff. One thing I love about this story is that these guys are like behind the scenes. I think as we talk to Dave today, you're going to realize how important they are when it comes to everything that gets out there through automation and through people's supply chains and everything like that. And once again, I said it uses lasers, which makes it super cool. And I couldn't tell these stories without my friends here at Comcast, because we are trying to tell 50 of these over the course of the summer. And of course, we're trying to raise awareness and funds for the Beyond the Laptops campaign through Neighborhood Allies, making sure all the kids in Pittsburgh public schools have access to computers when they get back to school in the fall. And so, Dave, thanks for hanging out with me today. I'm so excited to learn more about MECCO and all the great stuff that you do. You've been on Tech Vibe Radio before, but we have to catch up on so much stuff. I know you guys have made some acquisitions. And I'm just excited for our listeners and our viewers just to learn more about what MECCO does. Because every time you tell me about this, it kind of blows my mind because your roots go way back. But you're using the absolute most modern technology today. So welcome to the show. Tell us your background and what MECCO is all about.
Yeah, thanks, Jonathan. I appreciate catching up with you. It's a new venue, but this is great. I appreciate you doing this. You and Comcast, putting these stories together, I think is fantastic. So
Thank you.
Thanks.
We're having a good time with it. Zoom and all.
Awesome. Yeah, for those folks that don't know, so MECCO's been around 130 years. We just celebrated that last year. So as you kind of noted, our history, we've been in the Pittsburgh steel mills for over 100 years, and we started off literally doing hammer and chisel type marking. So It was big billets of steel would come down either by hand or by machine and indent like lot numbers, serial numbers into material. But obviously as the ages progress, so does the technology, and now we're really focused on those automated types of marking like laser marking, dot-peen marking. And these are all things that you guys would typically see around out in the world. So
totally.
Your objects on mirror, on your cars, and all your digital or your LED displays, those are all laser marked out. Or
that's all done by a laser then. They didn't chisel that on there like they did a billet of steel back in 1902.
They did. They probably went through a lot of glass and mirror.
And then they realized we need lasers to do this type of stuff. That's a great example to show you how, like, you see that objects are close to your mirror a million times when you're driving your car. No one's thinking about how that got on there, but it has to get on there, and you guys make that happen.
Absolutely. So yeah, that all your car buttons, most of those are all laser marked.
Okay.
So if you use Gillette razors, those would be laser marked as well with serial numbers. So a lot of that stuff is all identified, serial numbered, so that you can trace that product back to its original point of manufacturing.
And that is what is just so important, is to show that, like, how this is needed, because this is all safety and requirement type stuff, and it has to be marked. Someone's got to do it, and that's MECCO's jam. That's what makes it so cool. And I'm assuming, obviously, as you're talking, you must have some really big customers out there. Obviously, you're in the automotive industry, consumer products. You're everywhere, right?
Yeah, that's the nice part, is that we're in every industry, because every industry has to mark and identify. So yeah, automotive, aerospace, consumer goods, oil and gas, fabrication, medical device, you name it, we're marking that those materials, and working with really the coolest companies out there. All automotive, electric vehicles, all those types of things. I think the cool part of the job as I'm a former, engineer, mechanical engineer, laser engineer, but it's great. You get to go see these factories, see how things are made. It's like you're living that show, which is fantastic.
I love it. That is so cool. And how many people do you have working here in the Pittsburgh office? I mean, obviously, all these customers and acquisitions, you guys are probably growing like nuts.
Yeah, we have 55 in Pittsburgh, and through acquisition, we have another 15 or so in Londonderry, New Hampshire.
Londonderry, New Hampshire. Do you ever get that? Do you get out to that office very much?
Not yet. This is the weird thing. Like, we've acquired that business. I have not been there.
Because the COVID thing, right? Because I think you guys announced
that. The thing is, I know most of the people because I've been a long-time customer. So been my saving grace as far as trying to bring this group into the fold. But that's been really different, challenging. But I've been to the facility many times as a customer, so at least I have that part. But yeah, I just haven't been able to. To me, it's so important that we protect those who have to be at work.
Absolutely.
And me to hop in a car and travel 5 states. Yeah, they don't need me to do their jobs.
It's all running quite well. That's why we have Zoom here. You can check in there and say, hey, are you guys doing all right? And they're like, we're doing fine, Dave. Nothing to it.
We're good. And they're pros, they're experts. They know what to do. They don't need me to be there. So it's been interesting, but that's, to me, is always about keeping people safe. And
of course, no, that's our priority in this day and age as far as that is. And so tell me more about the acquisition, because that is so exciting. That's a hunk of news that we got as all this crazy COVID stuff is going on. Like, we were getting noticed of like, wow, wait, no, there's still some cool business activity happening on here despite the pandemic. And it's just exciting to see you guys grow like that. And I guess this is basically acquiring some software that you guys used to use.
Yeah, it's kind of a unique situation. We've had a few opportunities where you could classify MECCO as an integrator of technologies, and that's been great for us, but also it's posed some challenges to our business, because for us to innovate, we have to do that really outside the core technology, because we don't control it.
Right.
So we had an opportunity where one of our biggest software suppliers made a decision to really focus more on their core business and said, hey, is MECCO interested in acquiring this technology, along with they're called galvanometers, but fancy word for motors with mirrors on the end that skew. All things that we use.
I can understand, because I have no idea what a galvanometer is, but that I understand.
So it's they in October they said, hey, we're going to make this decision. Is this something MECCO's interested in? And we were like, yes. We had just acquired a laser line last year for us to actually make lasers in Pittsburgh. And those are the 3 biggest parts of any laser system: laser, scanners, and software. So for us, within a 12-month period, to now literally own all 3 technologies and and bring that here is just an amazing opportunity for us. So
definitely.
So yeah, we said absolutely. It's a company I actually used to work for, a software company. So it's kind of really cool that I get to buy the company I used to work for.
I love it, yeah.
So, but yeah, we were going through the process and ready to sign the deal, and then COVID hit, and we were like,
damn, man. Sign the papers at a distance, right? It's like, oh God.
Like, oh man, is this the smart thing to do? And we definitely took a pause, but at the end of the day, we're like, hey, this is the smart thing for us to do. We, 1, get control of a supply chain. 2, we're able to really innovate. That's our biggest thing, is the ability to add the things that we're already working on, but to have a major influence on what really our users experience every day. That's the part where there's a laser, but most of the time those engineers, operators, they're using the software part. So for us to now control that's huge, because I keep preaching to our folks it's a difficult time. COVID is definitely it's a great equalizer. It's everyone's feeling the pain.
Definitely.
But our job is really to focus on what can we be doing now to put our foot on the accelerator, so when this period does pass, we're in prime position. And this was a great move to do just that.
Seems like, you built this foundation now. He said, if you control all the aspects going through, obviously in a post-COVID world, even just COVID world, you're ready to roll now. You can literally start calling the shots in many ways.
Yeah, exactly. And that's, to me, it's all about innovation. That's what we're here for. I always tell people, hey, I'm really good at cutting grass, but I like to start offering that to my neighbors. Like, I want to innovate. I want to do things that are that our customers are demanding for. Their manufacturing is innovating every 3 months. There's a new technology. It's, to me, is we need to be running parallel and at times hopefully ahead of the curve, where we can be offering technologies that help them solve these challenges. And that to me is now having control of that technology, man, that's great. That's fantastic.
Now, however, I do believe you can still innovate on cutting the grass.
You can, yes.
I'm thinking lasers on your lawnmower there that can perfectly cut that grass.
My neighbor has one of those iRobot type of
there you go.
lawnmowers. I was like, whoa, that is awesome.
I won't be impressed until it has lasers, because they're very important. If anyone can do it, it's going to be you guys. There could be a whole side business for MECCO going on right there. Just saying. But in all sincerity, like, I'm just so impressed with a company like this. I mean, obviously going back 130 years, part of Pittsburgh's industrial heritage, driving us forward with leading edge technology that every company needs for safety and quality control and all that kind of good stuff. That's just such an awesome Pittsburgh story. I'm so glad we got to talk a little bit about that today, Dave.
Yeah, it is. It's a great, it's truly a great Pittsburgh story. Follows the rise, the struggles, but then, how this city has definitely over the last 15, 20 years rebuilt itself to be a real technology hub. I feel MECCO is doing its part as much as we can, bringing some of those technologies in and continuing to innovate. That to me is, that's our story. We're sticking to it. And
I love it.
I think we're going to be very prosperous here as a community. I think those are great things.
Absolutely. So our last question of the day, it's always our Comcast question of the day, because we're trying to raise awareness for bridging the digital divide here. What are your thoughts on ways that we can make sure that everybody has access to technology, to the hardware, to the bandwidth, all the stuff that needs to be connected in this day and age? Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think there's one of the things that I love about Pittsburgh. I'm originally from the New England area, so I moved here about 15 years ago with my family. We've really enjoyed and have enjoyed our time here. It's been fantastic. It's a great area to raise a family. But what really has impressed me is the community. To me, there is so many good organizations out there that are trying to make a positive impact on the community. I'd say Pittsburgh Tech Council is one of those great organizations. So to me, as a manufacturer, I look at it from the perspective of how does our company continue to help support other great organizations that are doing, to me, fantastic things. So that's has always been our focus. So, over the last few years, to me, is training and education. We always talk about awareness in manufacturing. We want to have those students, at an early age, being exposed to what manufacturing really is. I think there's always this odd sense of manufacturing is in the old days.
So much cool opportunity in manufacturing these days, and the kids need to learn it as early as possible, because like you could be working at MECCO, like literally doing those advanced stuff out there. And yeah, it's old school, but it's new school too, which is why I think it's even doubly cool. So what's not to like?
Yeah, I mean, you're talking lasers, robotics. We do a lot of that integration, advanced manufacturing techniques. We've been working with RMU on plastic laser welding of materials. So I think those are the things that I've seen some really good successes there. But I think to your point is, how do we make that technology, those things available, like computers? I mean, it just takes the old adage, it takes a village. I think the Pittsburgh community is already set up to do this. I think it's one where, folks like, Pittsburgh Tech Council, Comcast, moving those things forward, that to me is, companies can rally around that as well and be an active contributor. So to me, is the things are set up, the work that you guys are doing, we want to support that as well. And just realizing there's a great base here of people, communities, organizations, and we want to be a part of it. I know others do too. So it's following good leadership at times.
Very cool stuff. I cannot thank you enough for being part of our Summer of 50 PGH Tech Stories with Comcast, Dave. MECCO's got so much to be proud of. We're so happy to tell just a little slice of your story. And once again, just remind everybody, go to beyondthelaptops.org, make a donation, help get more laptops in the kids' hands. It's all great stuff. Dave, you are the best.
All right, Jonathan, take care.